What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Gaio Ryuki from Kengan Omega. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and I hope you enjoy today's video. So one of the main characters currently in Kengan Omega, Gaio, he's very mysterious who suddenly appeared pretty much in front of Mitsudo's mansion telling him he wants to be part of the Kengan matches. His history, nothing is really known about him thus far. He was raised at the place known as the Inside, which is the territory that's been left and corrupted by crime in Japan pretty much. Oma's from there as well. A lot of stuff happened there. Nico style was created there. And he was trained by a man who refers to himself as Grandpa. We don't know who Grandpa is. He also seems to have some type of history with the Worm organization, with his grandpa correctly informing him that they would try to make contact with him if he entered the Kengan matches. So whoever his grandpa is, probably a major player in the whole story as a whole, and with Worm, and probably a terribly strong fighter. And considering he taught him the Gaio style, I'll talk about the Gaio style for a little bit here. So the Gaio style, it's an older form of classical jiu-jitsu. The last master was meant to be, or was thought to be, Gaio Mukaku. And if you don't know who he is, he was the person who created the Nikko style. Yes, the Nikko style what Oma uses, and he was the master of all the Nikkos who, if you haven't seen my last video talking about Oma and the Nikko style, make sure to check that out because I go over all the Nikko style and how this guy relates to it and trying to make understanding of that. But this guy was thought to be the last master of the Gaio style, and he founded the Nikko style, which is a variation of the Gaio style, which is more refined in some aspects and changed in other aspects. Mukaku's history really involved him trying to attempt to unite all the people in the Inside, the restricted zone pretty much, and trying to pretty much make it a home for orphans, but eventually he failed and he ended up disappearing after him becoming a legend. We don't know if he was killed or not, we just know out of nowhere he pretty much just disappeared. He could very well be the grandpa that Ryuki was talking about, but we do not know. But for the Gaio style, the techniques that we know of that Ryuki has used is Air Rending, Armor Clad, Earth Crouching Dragon, and Weeping Willow, all of them being similar to the Nikko style techniques that we know or have seen Oma use in Kengan Ashura. When he was first introduced, he seems to be very interesting, not having really any concept of like normal people beliefs and the idea of morality and whether killing is right or wrong. As he grew up in the Inside, he was probably lived around crime his whole life, so he doesn't really see the difference of killing someone or to not kill someone. He'll just go out and kill someone if they're disrespecting him. That's pretty much probably how he's lived his whole life. It started off saying that, or being very mysterious and like threatening, that he was maybe sent here to do something to like Yamashita or something. But as time went on, he became closer to Koga, the other main character, and we can see that he just doesn't really know better as a whole. Living in the restricted zone hasn't taught him regular standards that most people in the world would abide by, so this is what he sees as right. If someone wants to like follow him around or I know go against him, he'll just kill him. You can even say that he's mentally unstable with this social abnormal view of life and idea of life and death. We've seen him thus far as a very strong fighter. He's probably going to be representing Kengan in the Kengan vs Purgatory tournament, one of their top fighters. I'm excited to see his interaction with Oma because, as we know, they look alike and they have that resemblance together. So to them to meet each other, they're both from the Inside. They could be related somehow. It could link into the Worm clone theory that he was a clone of Oma and everything that happened around that, but we still do not know because we recently got told how Oma was actually able to survive. So it could be a large variety of things. It could be just a coincidence that they look alike, but they're both from the Inside. They look extremely alike and they both use a similar type of martial arts. But the most interesting thing about Ryuki is who this person named Grandpa is, who taught him the Gaio style, which I mentioned earlier was meant to be forgotten and changed into the Nikko style, but this person who disappeared. So I don't know, I'm guessing his grandpa would be Mukaku, who, as said, doesn't know whether he died or not. Many of the Nikkos were murdered and the rest were scattered, and then Gaio himself vanished without a trace. That's what was said about him, so we really don't know what could have happened to him. There's only two mentions of Gaio style users, the person I just mentioned then, Mukaku and Ryuki, the only two people that we know of that can use the Gaio style. It's meant to be one of the top martial arts, as in some aspects it's superior Nikko style, but in other aspects less superior, so it depends how you look at it. His age is still unknown, but we can assume that he's in his 20s. His Kengan wins is 2, Kengan losses in 1. His Omega debut is chapter 0, and that's pretty much all we have for Gaio Ryuki. Hopefully we get more of his past and actually learn who the grandpa is, and when he has his interaction with Oma, what's going to happen in there. Let me know your thoughts of what do you think is going to happen there, and what's going to happen in the Kangen tournament, who he's going to fight. Hopefully he has a top tier fight and it'll be a good fight. I surely hope it will be. Probably going to maybe get some training from Oma, because I assume that Oma will be above him at this point in fighting power, and having similar martial arts, they'll be able to teach each other something, or they may not be friendly at all, so we don't know. But yep, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. If you haven't already, make sure to join the Discord, link will be in the description. Yep, that's it guys, peace.